By now, many people are already questioning their January goals, not because they don't want to change, but because something inside them keeps pulling them back. And here's the hard truth, my dear friends. Most people never hear. Goals don't fail because you lack discipline. Let me repeat that. Goals don't fail because you lack discipline. They fail because your identity hasn't shifted. Interesting, right? So today I want to explore why goals collapse when identity stays the same, how the nervous system drives self sabotage and inconsistency, believe it or not, and how breath work, of course, supports real identity level change. All right, so let's get to it. Goals fail when identity doesn't shift. What do you mean, Rita? Well, most people set goals from their mind, right? But behavior is driven by the heart and the body. If your identity still believes I need pressure to perform, rest equals laziness, I will sleep when I die, I can't slow down or I'll fall behind, then even the most beautiful goal will feel unsafe. And when something feels unsafe, remember the nervous system resists, right? Not consciously, but automatically. So, what happens? For most of us, you procrastinate, you overthink, you self sabotage, you stop showing up consistently. Not because you're broken, my dear friends, but because your body is protecting a familiar identity, right? And at the end of the day, your body just wants to keep you alive. Your body, your brain, they just want to survive, right? They want you to survive. So, why is the nervous system this gatekeeper of consistency? Here's something powerful to understand. Your nervous system is wired for familiarity, not possibility. Even positive change can feel threatening if it challenges who you believe you are. So if your nervous system is conditioned to or for stress, right, equals productivity, right, or urgency equals worth, right, or over functioning equals safety, then calm, consistency, and ease will always feel foreign, right? And what feels foreign actually gets rejected. It's a survival mechanism by our brain, our nervous system, right? It's how we're wired. This is why willpower, mm, I question, right? I question it doesn't really work long term. You cannot rely on willpower long term. You can't force your way past a nervous system that doesn't feel safe to evolve, to change, to adapt to this new normal. So, why is breath work? Why does breath work create identity level change? Well, this is where breathwork becomes that transformational modality that you have access to anytime, anywhere at the tip of your nose, right? So breathwork doesn't just relax you. This is where I'm really wanting you to get to this understanding, right? It's not just for relaxing. It reconditions the nervous system especially when you practice slow, intentional breathing, right? What happens? Your stress hormones decrease. The body receives that signal of safety. The brain becomes more flexible and new patterns feel possible, right? They're not threatening. And over time, right, the body learns I can be calm and capable at the same time. I can move slowly and still succeed, right? Or I don't need to feel stress to be effective. And that is identity shift, not a mindset hack, not positive thinking, but embodied safety, right? So let's try a little practice together into breathing into this new identity. So I invite you to pause together, sit comfortably, Place one hand on your chest. I like to place my left hand on my heart, my right hand on my belly. We're going to inhale gently through the nose for a count of 4. Exhale slowly through the mouth with a slight S to the count of 6. So in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out. Like a snake. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue a few more rounds on your own. Again, inhaling that calm, really embodying that safety and that calm. And then exhaling a little longer, a little softer S through the mouth. And as you breathe, silently, I invite you to silently reflect. What version of me feels safe to succeed this year? You don't need to answer. Just let the body feel the question. Take 2 more slow breaths here together. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out. Beautiful. Let go of the counting, let go of the breath. You can go to this breath anytime you feel that overwhelm, right? And maybe if you're feeling sluggish and you don't want to continue, or when you're about to engage in this new activity that you've decided to embark on and include as part of your morning routine, evening routine, afternoon routine, whatever it is, come to this breath because, again, it's allowing the nervous system to feel safe and supported, and so that it becomes who you are. And that's the beauty of the breath, right? The more you practice it, especially during tough, stressful, maybe overwhelming times, then your body will use that as an automatic response to a very triggered, otherwise triggered situation that you would maybe have reacted differently before you started doing the breath work. And I love breathing these techniques in a very controlled environment, right? So then when the stress does hit, right, or that overwhelm, or maybe that demotivation, then you can go back to the breath as an automatic response to that. So that's the beauty. We're sort of setting up ourselves so that we have that quick tool that our body will automatically resort to because you've been practicing in these controlled situations, sort of offline, and then you'll need it. It's there for you to tap into when you're online. All right. So just to wrap up here, real change doesn't really start with doing more, my dear, beautiful friends. It starts with becoming someone new, right? Embodying this person first. And this is where a lot of New Year's resolutions fail, right? You're not embodying that person that you want to become, whether it's a person that goes to the gym, whether it's a person that eats healthy or starts reading more, all of these beautiful New Year's resolutions that a lot of us have. We need to embody that person, right? Feel what that person would feel like, right? So, like, understanding why we're doing this, right? That really connects you to, if you connect your New Year's resolution to your why and then you embody it and you tell your nervous system to feel safe, then consistency becomes a lot more natural, right? Momentum becomes a lot more sustainable, right? And your goals, they stop feeling like so much pressure, right? To perform. So this month, we're not chasing outcomes, okay? We're cultivating the internal conditions for growth. right? And it begins as always, my dear friends, with the breath. So, in summary, goals don't fail because you lack discipline. Let's remember that, right? They fail when identity doesn't shift. So, when you learn how the nervous system drives self sabotage and how breath work can support real embodied change, then these New Year's resolutions, these goals become a lot more sustainable and a lot more achievable. This is your breathwork barista inviting you to take one conscious breath at a time. Ciao for now.